Gauteng police are searching for missing teenagers who were allegedly kidnapped and put into illegal initiation schools in Sebokeng. Several young men have disappeared. Police say people who have opened these bogus initiation schools are demanding ransom for their release. eNCA's Lee McCabe is following that story for us.
I came across the story several years ago, and at that point, the problem of illegal initiation schools, especially in the Sebokeng area, was mushrooming. Then there was a lot of law enforcement, and a law was passed into being the Customary Initiation Act of 2021, and there was a clampdown of these initiation schools successfully. What we have seen, though, is a mushrooming of the illegal initiation schools in recent months. Since the beginning of the illegal or the initiation season, which is about a month ago, there have to date been 49 young boys rescued from these illegal initiation schools, and 20 are still currently missing.
So let's talk about the MO of these illegal initiation schools in terms of recruitment and how parents actually allow for their children to go to these schools.
So here's the interesting thing, Sean. A lot of the boys that end up in these bogus initiation schools don't do so voluntarily. They are kidnapped. They are forcefully coerced from their communities or from their family homes, and then the family is contacted a few weeks later by the illegal initiation school and told that they've got to pay. The family needs to pay up to sometimes 1,700 Rand per young member or per initiate, and then the situation is put on the family because out of concern for the safety of their children, they are often obliged to pay that money. So what you are looking at in essence is a different form of kidnapping that is currently happening in the communities like Sebokeng in Gauteng, and that is what has been feeding the initiation schools, specifically the illegal initiation schools in Gauteng.
I'm going to get to this question regarding you speaking to one of the parents whose child is missing in a moment. I first want to talk to you about what police are saying then, given that it's illegal, given that this is a form of kidnapping ultimately because these children are taken without permission and then a ransom is demanded.
So the police have been stepping up their operations. We were with a task team that has been led by Copter in conjunction with the SAPS, and they have on a daily basis during the initiation season in Gauteng been looking for boys that have been reported missing by their parents in the community. What has been the case, that by the time that they do retrieve the boys from the illegal initiation schools, the custodians of these schools run away. And what has been a very disturbing fact is that often these illegal initiation schools are being led by young people themselves that have got no experience in customary traditions. And that is one of the primary concerns that Copter has, because now you have a situation that is totally unmanageable, becoming more unmanageable, and they're entering into a sphere of kidnapping in terms of crime. And to date, there's been about 4 arrests that were made last week, and that is still going to be developing into the court case. But the situation is disturbing in the sense that it has now also progressed to the fact that it is a known fact that the gangs in the Sebokeng area use the illegal initiation schools to recruit new gang members into their gangs.
So interesting. So you managed to speak to a mother whose child is missing. What did she say?
So we spoke to Anna Piri, and what made this very disturbing for me as a reporter was the fact that a 9-year-old boy was taken about a month ago. And the emotional impact that you can imagine that has on a parent. For one, when you look at the customary tradition issue, normally they would recruit initiates that are about to enter manhood. But why this is disturbing is the fact that the bogus schools often recruit young men or young boys even to the age of 9 years old. And these boys are by no means ready for that form of initiation, let alone to be away from their parents for a long period of time. And this mother was very concerned, especially because her child has health conditions.
My child is a very young child. He has a problem of being coughing if the rain is like this. He's not stable enough to be outside there alone. He has sinuses. Many things that I'm concerned about is that if he can't find food, as I know him, he will collapse by 3 days. Now it's almost a month. The month is closing up. What is going on with my child? Anything that I can get, even if you bring him not being alive, I will accept. But please, bring him home. Just drop him anywhere where you can drop him, please.